Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Captain Logan Show. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is my fantabulous chat moderator and producer, DJ Martinez. Welcome to the end of the year spectacular. DJ, I feel like it's been a year since we last did a program together.
I'm saying, man, it feels like it's been forever. I missed you, buddy.
I've missed you too. I don't know. It just, my week's not complete without the Captain Logan Show. Played out as it might be.
Well, we'll find out tonight, sir.
I think I am ready.
I'm glad to be back.
This could be the end of the year or the end of the Captain Logan Show. We'll find out. No, I'm kidding. Tonight, Super Chat winner gets to decide whether or not we continue the program. No, I'm totally kidding about that. So I called this rapid fire hard mode, which was a phrase that I got from Austin. He was kicking around being here with us tonight too, DJ, and something came up and he ended up having to do something else. But we were joking about how amusing it would be to try to do rapid fire with 3 people, and he was like, "Oh, it'd be hard mode," and I decided that it was hard mode anyway because I've got no moisture in the air in this house, and my mouth gets horribly dried out.
There is no moisture in this air.
Yeah, and it just makes it impossible to talk and to get my thoughts together and to not take forever to think of something to say while I'm trying to get stuff out. So I was having issues last week, just even programming because of the even broadcasting because of that, and I already had a cold and my voice is messed up, and so it's back. It's been fine, but I get down here in the bunker. And it's like I bought these humidifiers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I see a lot of moisture in the air. You look like you're in a factory.
Yeah, I'm just drowning in it. Yeah, I'm in Willy Wonka's factory here.
You're like you're on a roof in a New York City in a Christmas movie or something.
Well, I had this on last night. Nobody could see it because I had it a little bit further away, and I started out really close to me, and I was like, oh, there's all this, it looks like dry ice, and then I was like, I better move it, and then I was like, no, it's atmospheric. It looks kind of cool. I'll just leave it.
Yeah,
see, I just destroyed the illusion because everybody before was probably like, "Oh, what's causing that?"
Well, it's an impending Mountain Dew coma that's just right on the brink of off screen. It's just it's creeping in.
Or I'm in Smallville and I'm visiting my dead parents in the middle of the night. It's one of those two things.
Or maybe Brandon's over there just smoking like a chimney.
Just right off the side. Did you guys know that Brandon smokes cigars? We don't let him do it on camera, but we're fine with a secondhand smoke, and we'll let you see it.
Right off camera, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, because of that, I'll just say right now, I could need an extra break in the middle of this maybe, but we're going to try to do a rapid fire show, as I said. And DJ, I think we should shoot for I don't know, 50 or 60. I want to say 100. There's no way even in 2 hours we get to 100, I don't think. But we'll see. I'd love to try, but you'd have to average 2 minutes a question, including the question. And I don't think it's especially likely. I kind of wanted to do some Patreon content tonight after this. I've been wanting to do more extra Patreon content, and I just don't think my voice will hold out. So apologies for that. Maybe I'll try to stream sometime this weekend and do something specifically for Patreon. But anyway, how the heck is everybody? Happy Christmas if you're in England. Merry Christmas if you're in America. And Merry whatever you celebrate to everybody. In general, Happy New Year when we get there. My wife is ultra crazy pregnant. She's going to pop at any moment. The baby is already close to 8 pounds, DJ, before delivery. So it could go anytime, and I don't have any specific plans for content the rest of the year, partly because of that, and partly because, Christmas this weekend, but like I said, I'll come in every now and again if I've got the time, and I'll let you guys know soon, what kind of a hiatus we're looking at, for the new year. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and get into the thing. Already seeing some super chats. If you'd like to make sure that your rapid fire question is answered relatively rapidly, you can leave an aforementioned super chat in any dollar amount, and we will, under no uncertain terms, actually read your question and attempt to answer it. You can also leave a regular question, and we implore everybody to do that tonight if you would like the show to actually happen and not just be the two of us staring at each other awkwardly. Let's practice that in case it happens, DJ. You know what? That is kind of entertaining, actually.
Good show. Yeah, that was great.
Maybe people would enjoy that show. We'll do a mix of it if we don't get enough questions. We'll go back and forth between.
We'll pepper it in
the awkward staring Yeah. Has anybody resorted yet on YouTube to a staring contest for content?
Staring content is big content these days.
Can you imagine too if you tried to do a staring contest across the internet and there was a lag?
You never know who won. You never know. It depends on who would be. I guess who's hosting.
Yeah, you couldn't trust it. You need a judge. You need a judge for a staring contest.
Of course. Let's get more people involved in this.
Even harder would be a thumb war. Anyway, okay. So leave questions. Make sure to. Super chats and otherwise, and make sure if they're in the regular comments that you tag at DJ Martinez, at Films by Color, or at Jolly Old Saint DJ. He'll answer to all of those things and more. DJ, I gotta ask you the question. When I do that kind of joke at the beginning where I make up a thing that people could tag you for, does anybody ever use it?
No, they just kind of let you. They just kind of let you do your thing at this point. They're like, yeah, just let them.
Does that never happen though, where it's like at whatever stupid thing I said?
No, not usually. But at the beginning maybe when it was fresh and the new thing you did. But now they're used to it.
I feel like there's a criticism in there somewhere.
No, I love it. I wish they would. Sometimes they don't even say anything. I just have to dig through for the questions. Sometimes they don't even call it out.
Okay, well, anyway, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thanks for hanging out. We are going to do a solid 2 hours if my voice holds out, and hopefully it does with all of the moisture in the air. You also tag DJ Moisture in the air. DJ, let's go ahead and get our first question. Are we gonging it tonight? It's going to be a lot of gongs. Should we go sans gong?
I'm down to hang gong if you are.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight, folks. It's the shortest and final Captain Logan show.
All right.
Shall I jump that out loud? Did you guys hear that? And that was the accidental gong. I don't have enough space for all this crap on my desk here.
Don't give these guys gong before they earn it. Wait till they earn it.
Could you please use an article adjective? It just sounds dirty when you don't. Hi, John. Good to see you there in the comments. Hi, Robert.
Yeah,
good to see you guys.
Good guys here. Yeah, we got a good crowd coming. All right.
Let's do the thing.
See.
Do the thing. Rapid fire.
Alex Barron.
Shoot it out of a cannon. Go ahead.
What are some of your favorite Hangout movies, aka movies without a lot of plot, but the characters are fun to watch? I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Does anything immediately come to mind, DJ? I don't know that those
Connor just had like a fainting spell wherever he is right now because those are his favorite kind of movies.
That's Connor's kind of movie, and I don't really lean toward. I'm more of a character study guy or like a sci-fi action guy. I like a lot of structure and a lot of narrative forward momentum in my movies. So I'm gonna struggle to come up with that.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of the big ones that everyone goes to. I know everyone like Dazed and Confused and a lot of Linklater stuff.
We've talked about that before. I've reviewed that. I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I know I'm wrong. I guess
something that I like. My favorite, one of my very favorite directors is Eric Romer, and he basically does Hangout movies. They're not like a group of people, but they're just people like walking around having conversations, a lot of times on vacation. So I like a lot of his movies. I just watched My Night at Maud's, which is one that takes place at Christmas time, so I watch that every year. It's really good. It's one of my favorites of his. So Eric Romer movies. Also The Big Chill, if you've seen The Big Chill. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have not.
That is I think it's an 80s movie. It's like friends that used to be really big close friends in college. They get back together after one of their friends in the group died, and they go to the funeral, and then they hang out at this house for like the weekend and just kind of hang out. And I really liked that one. It's got like a really good 80s soundtrack. It's got what's the guy from Jurassic Park in it? Gosh, what's his name? It's got a bunch of big 80s stars. Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Oh, okay,
And,
cool.
it's really good. We watched that one this year.
I mean, if we
So-
can less strictly say, because I know this isn't the kind of thing that he was probably thinking about. If we could less, and then we should move on because it's supposed to be rapid fire. If we could less strictly say movies that are just people all in a room talking. I mean, there's more of those that I like. I was gonna say this even before I saw the comment, but Alex Barron brought up My Dinner with Andre. Like I wouldn't think that would count for what he's talking about, but if it does, that's what I would say. The Before trilogy, I'd put that in there, like movies with just people walking around having like interesting, intelligent conversations,
Yeah.
where you learn a lot about those people. That's more of what I gravitate toward. There was another thing that was kind of closer to what he was talking about that I was going to bring up, but now that I thought of those,
No, Before Trilogy is great. They're very similar to like Eric Romero's movies, where it's just a couple walking around talking. Really like.
The Man Who Came to Earth, which actually is a science fiction movie, but it's a bunch of people in a room talking to a man who claims to be immortal and and claims to have been the biblical Jesus. That's a really interesting
awesome.
people standing around talking movie. But anyway, moving right along.
Yeah, that sounds great. I need to check that
Oh,
one
you
out.
would love that movie, yeah.
All right, next
Not
up.
to be confused with The Man from Earth. Those are different things. That's the David Bowie movie from the 70s. And anyway, moving right along.
Yeah. Code Geass anime fan, Cap and DJ, do you plan on watching and reviewing Wonka? I saw it yesterday and thought it was great.
I've actually been hearing decent things about it. I honestly had no interest in it. DJ, have you gone already? Because I see you got the cop.
No, I haven't seen it yet. Went to the theater today because I had to get out of the house. The kids were driving me absolutely insane. My wife has had COVID all week, and I have been single parenting.
Oh no, sorry to hear that.
And we are right at the end of DJ's patience level. So I finally got them out of the house, but she didn't want me to see this because she wants to see that with us. So we didn't see that yet. We had to go see Wish, which was maybe the worst Disney movie I've ever seen in my life. I think it may have.
I've heard that.
I think it may have toppled Home on the Range for like worst.
Wow.
It was
Sorry
like,
you had to
blew
sit
my
through
mind.
that. It looked god awful.
I don't know how it happened. It's just like wasn't finished. It's just like not a movie. Anyway.
Well, I've heard they've fired all their talent. It's a bunch of animators that don't know how to animate.
It was so weird. But anyway, haven't seen Wonka yet, but I do want to see it. I'm curious. I'll see it. Haven't got a chance to yet though.
DJ, I was really hoping that you and I could finally do a commentary on the original before that movie came out, and I was gonna mention it to you and see if you wanted to do it. I just didn't have a day, so maybe sometime early next year we go and do it. Like that'd be a really nice Christmas thing. But like it's not really a Christmas movie, but I think of Christmas. I think a lot of people do when they look at that. You're just colorful and candy, and it's a good thing to watch around Christmas. See, it's got a. I don't know. You could argue it's a message that's good around Christmas time, but anyway,
yeah, I'm always down.
Maybe next year we could finally do that, DJ. I know you've been wanting to do that for a long time. I know you requested that years and years ago. I was going to do a scripted rewind on it, but I'd love to have you in and actually talk to me about it because you've got a lot of thoughts and insights about that. Now, DJ and I have actually watched that together in person, but we've never talked about it on the channel. The prequel, I just couldn't get excited about that actor. He just didn't seem right to me. But like the Paddington director, like that's the right guy for it if you're gonna make that. It's one of those obligatory prequel things that I kind of knew at some point somebody would feel the need to make, and I don't need that, and I kind of wish it wasn't happening. But I'm hearing okay things, and it had a better opening weekend than anybody expected it to. It looked like it was gonna bomb, and then it didn't do quite so bad. So. I don't know. I will watch it eventually. I will say someday I'll watch that movie, but I don't know that I'll review it in the theater. Well, I certainly won't review it in the theater, but I don't know if I'll see it.
Hey, there's a first time for everything. We could do that.
We've only done two.
We still got to find somehow if we could get a theater that we knew no one else was going to be in and just do like Mystery Science Theater and just talk through the movie. That'd be great. It'd be too loud. You wouldn't be able to hear it.
Yeah, you'd need a damn good mic for that. You need
Yeah,
really
you
good
need-
lapel mics, like right up
We
on you.
need lav mics like right there that we could silence everything else. But
Yeah, lav mics, not lapel mics. Yeah.
um, but anyway, yeah, I'll see it. I'll probably. It depends. Like if we can't go back to see Grace's family because she doesn't get over the sickness, we might be doing that here because we'll need stuff to do with the kids. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, we gotta move on, DJ. Hey, are you counting? I mean, I don't know that there's gonna be any point because we're just gonna take too long.
we have two so far.
2, yay! Keep it moving,
Wooly.
folks. Throw us some questions.
Wooly, DJ can weigh in too. Thank you. I recall you have the Batman '89 Lego set. Have you gotten any newer sets since? I recently got the new Avengers Tower set to build over the break.
I am the fakest Lego fan, Lego builder on the planet. I'm a wannabe, would like to get into that as a hobby, or thought I did. I in fact do not have that set because I had it and a year and a half went by and I never built it. And my tattoo artist was really into those and was sad because he couldn't get his hands on that, and it had doubled in value, and he was going to have to pay like $400 to get his hands on one. So I actually ended up trading him my big '89 Batmobile set for tattoos. So I don't have that anymore. But
it's amazing.
Yeah, and I bought the first Sonic set they made because they have a whole line now. But before they did like a Lego Ideas Sonic set, which is really cool. And I was gonna build it. This was my wife's idea because I really wanted it, and I was like, I don't know where to put it. She's like, put it on your desk. That'd look really cool. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. DJ, I've had it year and a half. Started building it, never finished it. So I'm done buying Lego sets. I clearly am not. I can't prioritize it. I don't care enough. I don't enjoy the actual process of it enough, and I don't need them. I don't have space. Like I'm good. So I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, space is the biggest thing.
I'm sorry to say I'd love. Well, that's the second biggest thing for me because I also kind of suck at them. I'll miss a step, and then I'll get like 30 steps down the road, and I'll realize there's something I should have done. I'll just get really pissed off. I'm bad at it. I'm like. I should like a Cap can't build because I'm as bad at that as I am at video games.
You might have gotten my wife addicted to Legos because we
did she build it?
Oh yeah, you got us the Friends set last year for Christmas.
For Christmas, but I never heard back from you. I didn't think I was worried that you didn't like it because you never because I never heard whether you built it or not. You sent me a message, you're like, oh, this is a cool present, thanks, but I never heard back. So I was like, oh, I bet he doesn't like Legos and he's annoyed that I gave him something to do.
No, well, I'm not a big Lego guy, but actually, I think because it was right after we moved, and I think it got put in a cabinet or something, and I forgot about it for a while. But right when Matthew Perry died, and then we were like getting back into Friends, we were watching some shows again. What we did, we watched all of the, I think it was Thanksgiving episodes. It was back when we were doing that, and while we were watching them, we built it, and Grace like found out that she really, really likes Legos, and it's very, very satisfying for her.
Oh, wow.
And now she like wants me to get into Legos. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know where we're going to put all these things, because that's the thing is like once you build it, you can't really take it apart again, and it's huge. I mean, that one's not that big. That one's actually fine. We have it just sitting out here on our – I'll send you a picture of it after the show, but it's already out here on our –
It would fit on a shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fine. But she's like, oh, now I think I want to get the Hogwarts castle, and I'm like, oh
wow. See, I want the Jurassic Park ones, but I just know I'm not gonna be. So you know what I did? My a couple years ago, my family got. I'm really glad that you liked that set. I was really worried about it. I'm sorry. Like my takeaway from this is, good. DJ actually thought that was cool, and they built it. That's exciting to me. So the a couple years ago, my family got me a couple of the Pop Jurassic Park dioramas, and this last year they put out two that go next to each other that make one big one. That's one of the explorers toppled over with like Ian Malcolm next to it, and then the T-Rex and the other explorer on the other side. So it like creates that whole scene, and it's really cool. And so like I'm just getting those because I don't have to build them. And it's the same. It's some of the same stuff Lego's doing, except I don't have to build them, and I already collect some Pop anyway. So like, I'm not gonna get all the Jurassic Park Pops because I get the Batman ones, and I don't need another collection of those. But I'll get the dioramas. Right now, I've got them on top of my fridge down here in the bunker.
All right, we're getting antsy here. Next one is from John Henry. What is both your theme songs? Well, my theme song goes like dun 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 dun, dun. And Cap has several theme songs.
I have like 19 different theme songs, yeah. But as far as like, if you had to name a song, like not for your channel, but for your person, like the soundtrack of your life, what is that song? For me, it's probably, I could pick 2 or 3 pretty easy. Like It's Not My Birthday by They Might Be Giants. That's a big one. That's one I could see using. And sounds like a good sitcom theme, really. And my life is a sitcom, as we've discussed before. I got a big house that I mean, it's not insanely big. It's like
no moisture in it.
I got like an 80s sitcom looking house that was built in 1980, and then I got cancer, and then we had twins, and then the writers really ran out of ideas, so they just gave us another kid. Like that's, my life's a sitcom.
There,
Sorry. What can you think of one that's for you?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's tough. Music is like such a. It's like trying to pick a favorite film. Like it depends on the mood I'm in. I would have a different theme song like every month, every week. Probably.
You sound so mood swingy when you say it like that.
Yeah, kind of. Well, music is how I get in moods sometimes. I kind of use it that way. So I could kind of pick one for what I want my mood to be. That's tough.
We better move on because we put rapid fire in the title.
John Henry has another one here. If you could only have the movie list of any video game character, you get all their equipment and gadgets to use in real life, what do you choose? Keep in mind the ability to eat. Sorry, it says move list. Excuse me. You can only have the move list of any video game character.
Well, that's interesting.
Well,
that is one of the coolest questions anybody's ever asked.
Like, a lot of video game characters just have fighting moves, so I would be very ill-equipped to handle the rest of life.
I think I'm going to go with the cop-out answer, which is just... I was going to say Sonic the Hedgehog, but actually probably Knuckles. Because if you were Knuckles, you could go relatively fast. Not Sonic fast, but that's whatever. How often do you need to really go that fast? Like to almost time travel fast. But you could also glide, which would come in handy if you were ever about to fall off a cliff. And you could climb walls very easily.
Yeah, you could climb. That's cool.
People that weren't here at the beginning think the bunker is on fire.
No, he's just standing in front of that. Like he's on that building where Goblin proposes to Spider-Man. There's just steam behind him.
Where he proposes to Spider-Man.
What do you think about my generous proposal?
Again and again and again and again. Till we're both dead.
Thomas Ledbetter, what are your thoughts on the news regarding Marvel dropping Jonathan Majors and removing the Kang Dynasty subtitle from Avengers 5?
I called it.
Agreed?
When that whole scandal started, I was, actually, I'll say even before the scandal, when Ant-Man 3 didn't perform the way they were hoping it would, and people were not getting excited about Kang, I really thought there was a good chance that they would, and I argued with Austin about this, I don't mean to say I told you so, but I told you so, because I thought there was a really good chance that they would take that out of the title and not do Kang for that new Avengers movie. And then when that scandal happened, I was like, well, this is not going to be a case where they'll just recast it. Like, if Kang was really popular, it probably wouldn't be the Black Panther thing, where they're like, oh, nobody but him could play this. Like it's a different situation. They wouldn't be thinking about, respect for the actor at that point, of course. And so if Kang was huge right now, I think they probably would have recast it. But that's an unfortunate 1-2 punch where people don't care about that villain. They're not excited about that. Like they're trying to recreate Thanos. It didn't work. And also, there's this big scandal, and he is associated with that character. Let's just get rid of that and do something else entirely. So that's not surprising. And I don't know how far along they were in pre-production with that, but they've been kind of turning tail and going back to the drawing board. That's probably the better way to put that, with all the failures and like lackluster responses they've had to their stuff lately. That I don't know how halted all of that maybe wasn't already. Considering that they put Captain America off for like a whole year, and they had a ton of reshoots, and apparently they've come back and they're doing more. And yeah, a lot of these things end up having reshoots, but that was a very different situation. This is supposed to be rapid fire. Let's move on. But I'll also say just real quick, the day that it was announced that he was that he lost his court case, I was like, okay, that's like everybody expected, we're done with Kang. I did not expect Marvel to announce it the same day, though.
They're like, well, it's like they had the press release like ready to go just in case.
It was like 3 hours later or something. It was very fast. Anyway, moving right along.
Like, distance ourselves. Robert Wild, $2 super chat. Happy Lexmas, guys.
Yeah.
Most anticipated film of 2024. Oh god, I haven't even looked at a list. I don't
what
know.
What is coming out in 2024?
I'll tell you what, 3 Sonyverse films are coming out in 2024.
Oh
sir.
no, I can't wait. Yeah, whatever the hell it is, it ain't superhero. I'll tell you that. There's stuff I'm intrigued by, right? Like I'm intrigued by the Joker sequel. Being a musical. I don't know how that's gonna go. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm not excited. I just, like, I'm gonna see it, obviously, but I'm not like, ooh, boy, I can't wait for that to come. I don't know that anybody is, like, chomping at the bit, losing their minds about the sequel to that, but we'll see what happens. And I'm intrigued by Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Oh, you know what? I've got an answer for that. It is... and it's just around the corner. What is it, like May? Well, around the corner. It's not real late in the next year. It's like early to mid next year. But it's but Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes is my answer.
Wow, I didn't know it was coming out already. Well, Dune 2 is my answer, obviously, but that's like a part 2.
I'm definitely more excited about Planet of the Apes though than Dune, just because I've said this before, but that movie is wonderful. I can't penetrate Dune. I can't figure it out. It's not my thing. I don't understand it. And I've tried, and so like I'll watch it. Like I'm excited by the filmmaking, but I'm not really excited to watch it, if that makes any sense at all. I'm not excited to have to talk about it. That sounds like a chore, but that sounds like
Hedgehog 3.
That's me. And is that actually coming out next year?
I don't know. I just Googled, and this is all the things it's showing me.
I don't believe that. But... No, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, people are excited about Furiosa. I still haven't seen that trailer. I keep forgetting about it.
So Red Sonja movie coming out? That's crazy.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
but yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm not like just losing my mind over Deadpool 3. I hope it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably the person on the channel that likes those movies the most, but definitely Planet of the Apes over Deadpool 3.
There's a Garfield movie coming out, and Chris Pratt is playing him, and I found that out for the first time in the theater today, and it was...
I've not seen that trailer, but it's already notorious. Okay,
it's like
right
a joke.
Along.
It's like a joke.
Anyway. Everything's a joke now, DJ. Everything's a joke. You can't even satirize anything now. The whole world's
He
a
doesn't
joke.
talk for like the first 30 seconds of the trailer, and then he just says, and that's how I met John, and it's just Chris Pratt's voice. It's terrible. All right. Mutale, another super chat. Do you think the Jackson biopic could make $1 billion?
Boy, I hadn't had that thought. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, but it's going to depend on word of mouth. And I mean, we don't have even a trailer or anything for that yet, do we? Or has that just been cast in like it's filming? I don't even know where we are with that. I know that's happening, but I'm not even sure where in the production that is. So yeah, I feel like I need... This is one of those, like, math questions on a test, DJ, where it's like, I need more information.
Yeah, Wikipedia says 2025 film, so it's a ways out.
I need more information on that. It's possible if it looks damn good, certainly. Well, and I say that, like, people were kind of... I guess I used this word too much, sort of polarized, I guess, on Elvis, where some people actually took that seriously and loved it, and some people thought it was hilarious and liked it or didn't like it. this, I was gonna say this could maybe have that, although people take Michael Jackson like so seriously on both ends, like mega fans and people who don't like him because of, you know, allegations and stuff. So, boy, I don't know. That could go any way. That could go any way. That could bomb. It could be huge. It could be in the middle. Like I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go.
And I might even say the same thing after we have a sense of what it looks like. Even like you might still not even be able to tell how it's gonna perform.
Yeah.
People are weird about biopics. Like, nobody should have taken that Queen biopic seriously. It was nominated for Oscars. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that one. That was a weird year. that was, especially musical biopics. They're weird. Okay, great. 199 super chat. Who's excited for Rebel Moon? Star Wars. Woo! That's what they.
Okay, so
I wasn't.
So for anybody who doesn't know what he's talking about, and I have not seen the trailer, I keep missing trailers. Apologies, guys. I should do a show and just watch all these trailers that I have not looked at and do like a reaction thing. It's funny. Like I used to cringe at even saying reaction, and now I've been assimilated, I guess, by the YouTube reaction Borg. Like I'm fine with it now. I'll do reaction content. I don't know. People seem to like it. I've gotten more comfortable with it. It's more fun than I thought it would be. Rapid fire. So for people who don't know what Rebel Moon is, that's the new Zack Snyder vanity project that Netflix greenlit because they like him more than they like money. And it just looks like a Star Wars ripoff, as the Super Chatter alluded to. The unequivocal, you can't argue with it, objective answer to that is no one. No one is excited about Rebel Moon. Oh, I'm sorry. Snyder-obsessed people who are still upset about the Snyderverse thing because they're in complete denial about that, they might be excited because they want stuff from him. And if you love Zack Snyder, fine, whatever. I've liked things he's directed in the past. I think he's really lost his mojo, whatever mojo he had. But anyway, yeah, I think not a lot of people.
You and I are two Zack Snyder, used to be two Zack Snyder defenders, and
well, I like stuff outside of Watchmen. I mean, I like 300.
Yeah,
I like at least those two movies.
He just became the worst version of himself, I guess. I don't know. The reviews of that are horrendous, but somehow the Snyder boys are making it like the audience scores like a 73 somehow. They're hard. He's got the hardest working fan base in history.
Wait, is it already out?
It's got 24% with 93 critic reviews, and then a 73% with 1,000 plus audience reviews.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it dropped though.
I think so. I don't know, unless those are all people just going in and reviewing it that haven't seen it. That was like I said, they're the hardest working fan base. I
don't know. Okay, well, I would be willing to do a blind reaction to
that. Is it like 17 hours long though? Because that's what gets me. I can't even do it for comedy. I would be willing
to do a reaction to the first 2 hours of that.
Yeah, there's a cutoff.
I don't know how long that is. I'm gonna go to Netflix and find out if that's actually out. I don't even know. This is how out of touch I am.
I mean, it would make sense if it wasn't even out yet and there was 1,000 plus audience reviews, because that's what they do.
I saw an end cap at Walmart the other day with Rebel Moon merchandise, like popcorn and stuff, and not one thing had been bought from that shelf.
I did see like a news story that was like, don't worry, it's getting a Snyder cut already, and it's like a longer version.
No, it comes Thursday.
Okay, so that's just people reviewing it without having seen it.
It's in 2 parts. So the first part is this. But see, this is how the Snyder Cut should have been released. The first part comes out this week, and the second part, it says Thursday, so I assume that means next Thursday, because today is Thursday. And then the second part is in April.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, because the release date on Rotten Tomatoes says December 15th, so I don't know what they're doing.
The heck? Okay. Well, anyway, it
says December 21st on streaming. Okay.
Well, that's today, so they haven't dropped it yet.
Maybe it comes out tonight. I don't know what's going on. Apparently, we are not excited for this movie. That was all the question said, was who's excited.
Okay. No. Cookies, I know today is Thursday. It's just weird that Netflix says Thursday, but today is Thursday, and it's not there yet. It says coming, and it's like, 8 o'clock Central on Thursday. So I guess, you know what? If I'd known about this, I would have done like Waiting for the Orville for Rebel Moon.
Waiting for the Rebel Moon Part
for
1.
Rebel Moon. I don't know if I can get anybody else to come in and do it with me, and I can't promise when, but I'm sure I can carve out some time somewhere in the next couple of weeks or right at the first of the year. If we hit $100 tonight in Super Chats, I will do a blind watch on stream for the first part of Rebel Moon. However long that is. Watch it be 4 hours. Watch the first part be 4 hours. But I'm going to do it right now. I thought about doing a Super Chat goal tonight, and I just didn't think I could talk further than 2 hours, and I was going to do a Super Chat goal for something later today, but I'll go ahead and tack that on right now. If we get $100 tonight, I will do a Rebel Moon blind watch. I think that could be very entertaining.
Well, I'm happy we stumbled onto that. That was fun. Good luck with that.
And if not, I'm not opposed to looking at it on my own and reviewing it, maybe doing a how we felt about. Mutali said maybe watch it with Jason. That's not a bad idea. I don't know how violent or vulgar it's supposed to be. It is
Violent and
Snyder,
vulgar.
but I mean I've let him watch the BVS and Justice in the rapid fire. Go ahead, sir.
This show seems so painful for you.
No, I'm doing all right. It is, but I'm fine.
Will we ever get a Captain Logan show with CJ and DJ?
I haven't talked to CJ in a long time. So doubtful. I don't even know what he's doing these days. But nice guy. Really enjoyed doing content with him. But I haven't talked to him in, I don't know, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, been a while. I did meet him. We did a Morphin Mania together, or a series of a few episodes of Morphin Mania.
I don't know if that was Super Chat or not, but
it was.
Oh, good. Speaking of Morphin Mania, again, I don't know what my year's going to look like next year, but we're talking about doing more of these kind of long streams, but not like a full 24 hours, so like 8, 10, 12, like during the day, maybe on a Saturday or again late on a Friday. And John and I want to start doing some Power Rangers at some point. We're going to jump around with different series probably. We're not going to start where we left off. But DJ obviously would love to have you for part of all of those.
Yeah, of course. Another one from Utale here. Cap, which Infinity Gem in the comics would you like to have?
Oh, you know what? I think I've answered this before. Not that I'm not willing to do it again, but I always say that because I'm like, I'm going to contradict myself. I don't know what I said last time. Generally, I feel like the most useful cosmic power with that is probably time. Probably time, but like reality could be really useful too. But I'm gonna go with time. It's rapid fire, so I'm not gonna talk anymore about that. I'm not gonna elaborate. Go ahead.
Goofster123 $10 super chat. How would either of you feel about Hasbro greenlighting a Smallville-esque Zordon prequel show? Zed could fill Lex's archetype, Rita could be Lana, etc., with a CW budget too.
Well, it's funny you say that because if this proposed, and I haven't talked about this yet. I almost want to make a whole video about this if I had had the time. But if this proposed Paramount Warner Brothers merger happens, you could even have a crossover with those two things. God, these corporate conglomerate merger things, everything's getting real consolidated, and it's I don't know. It's getting weird out there, DJ. It's getting more and more dystopian. But you know what? The nice thing about it though is that at least if Warner's and Paramount end up coming together, you'll actually be able to watch Paramount content on a streaming service that functions.
Hey,
look at that.
What more could you want?
No, I would love that. In exactly the same way that I always wanted to see a Krypton epic movie and was excited about the Krypton TV show, and it wasn't what I wanted at all, and it was also bizarre. It would be, I've always said this, but like I care in some ways more about Zordon than I do about Power Rangers. I care in some ways more about Jor-El than I do about Superman. Not really, but kind of. And it would be wonderful to have a prequel thing like that. You wouldn't want it to be too decompressed and stretched out. Like I feel like You could do a mini series. I wouldn't want to see seasons and seasons of it.
No, it got to go on for way too long. Got to have a very sexy looking young Zordon the whole time. He doesn't lose his hair till like the very last episode. He finally loses his hair.
And there's some kind of stupid like superpower reason for it. Some kind of like tragic supernatural reason for it.
Yeah.
Like it's Professor X and Apocalypse all over again.
Oh, that'd be something.
They just said the whole race was bald in the comics. That was probably exactly the right way to go. I thought making them all blue was going a little too far. Because I always thought that the tube was just blue, and so he looked blue inside of it. No, the race is blue now! Which is why we were able to put them on the blue ranking list.
Oh, man. TH1, $5. Happy Christmas. Cap and Party. Smallville tomorrow. I thought it was canceled. What is the stock price of Geekvolution? What comic character is most like you? Sorry, no punctuation in this one.
I really appreciate two questions that have so much to do with each other, you know? The subplots converged right away. The stock price of Geekvolution is Patreon tiers. That's the... Just pick one. No, there is... No, I don't want to say that because then you'll think you have actual stock in the quote-unquote company. No, Geekvolution will never be a publicly traded company because it would be embarrassing. What was the other part of that? That had nothing to do with that?
Which comic character is most like you? And then he also was making fun of you for not switching the Smallville season 5 stream thing.
Well, I did that because it's Christmas, and it's green. Oh no, it does still say that. Whoops. I'm sorry, I thought he was talking about something else. Okay, that's gone now. You know what? I saw a couple people saying something about Smallville and there being a stream, and I'm so embarrassed. I'm just gonna quit right now. No, I'm kidding. Thanks, guys. I didn't even realize that was still there. Comic character that's most like... so this is another one I've answered before, and I'm gonna probably say something completely different. I don't know, a character that's actually like me. So, like, really scatterbrained and terrible at planning and keeping schedules and...
Excellent at rapid-fire questions.
Yeah, just really concise and to the point.
No, so you're a Bendis character.
Yeah, I'm just all the Bendis characters. I don't know that I'm really like any particular, like...
Yeah, they don't make comic characters like us. It would be boring.
Is there any great, like kind of one-to-one? Because that's different than what comic character do you identify with the most? Do you have a good one for yourself, DJ? That you're like, oh, that comic character, like the spitting image of it. It doesn't have to actually be a superhero or a supervillain. Like, could just be a supporting character, but...
No, I don't. I mean, the Peter Parker in Ultimate isn't a photographer. He's a web designer, which is what I am. So that's the closest thing. But I'm not.
Oh, like you found somebody with your job. Yeah, but I can't be like, I'm like Ben Urich. I'm not even a journalist.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an interesting enough life to be like a comic book character. They wouldn't make comic book characters like me because they would just be sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day and then talking at a camera for a little bit when he has time.
Well, I mean, they have those in comics, but they're not immediately coming to me, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not like Casey Jones. I've never gone out and found bad guys and beat the crap out of them with a baseball bat.
But you should. I've been telling you that.
At least... Not recently. You know, I'm not most like Rorschach for the same reason and many others. You know,
I hope you don't identify with Rorschach. That would be...
I'm not Dan Dreiberg because I'm not impotent, obviously. Let's move on. Yeah, nothing great is immediately coming to me.
Yeah, so
I'd love to know if anybody else can peg somebody that me or DJ is very, very similar to in comics.
Yeah. Let us know. Mutale.
You stumped me with that.
Best superhero movie subtitle.
Well, and then just all the crappy ones are going to come to us, right?
Yeah, it's kind of... But I think the best subtitle is the crappiest. Like, I don't know. The point of a subtitle is kind of to sound dumb. I mean, do you
Well,
get better than V Superman? Superman.
oh no,
V Superman Dawn of Justice? Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna top that.
no, that's true. Well, that's certainly the most entertaining of them. But I don't know. I would interpret best as most descriptive and not with like overused words, or just like is exciting, like makes you want to see it, or is just like a really thoughtful like double entendre or something. I know this is my go-to too much for everything, but like Winter Soldier is up there.
Mm.
That's an excellent subtitle, because of course it's just the name of like ostensibly the villain of that movie, but I did a whole analysis in my rewind of that, of what the Winter Soldier means also for Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
So for rapid fire, that's a good answer I can throw out right away.
Yeah, I really like Civil War. Like, it says exactly what you said, where it tells you exactly what the movie's about without, and I didn't, and most people didn't have the baggage of the comic to even, because I didn't even know what that was about. So like, but pertaining to the movie, it's a good title.
Yeah, I mean Days of Future Past, but I can't credit the movie.
Yeah.
Like when you take a great title from comics and adapt it. And that and Civil War both do that. Winter Soldier at least wasn't, the name of a big story arc, but it was the name of a character and books.
Yeah. Turtles in Time, one of the best.
Well, but that doesn't even count. It wasn't called that. It's just been put on subsequent box art.
Every single box art after the fact. And
is it Out of the Shadows? Is that the right answer?
Out of the Shadows, of course. What does it mean? Okay. Claudia Myron. Myron?
I mean, one of the smartest is Dark Knight, but it's not a subtitle. It's the title.
Yeah. We have, let me see here.
The Crow Wicked Prayer has an awesome title, regardless of the actual content of the piece. Oh, Mask of the Phantasm. AMC wins it right there. No, that's the answer.
Good.
That's the answer. Well done. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
All right.
Cinematographic, I think we were talking about superhero movies, were we not?
Oh, yeah, he just says best superhero movie subtitle.
Okay, well, Mission Impossible is not a superhero movie.
It might as well be at this point. Claudio Myron.
Hi there.
$5 super
Thank
chat.
you.
Thoughts on the new Superman slogan, truth, justice, and a better tomorrow? I think it fits Superman way better.
Yeah, if you have to lose the American way thing, and I hate to sound, cynical and dour and negative, but maybe in this day and age, that just doesn't really mean enough anymore. And, like, does it mean what people would say that it once did? Like, would everybody even agree on what the American way should be? Clearly not. We're so divided politically in this country. You make a good case for it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
that's the first I've heard of it.
Because he's the man of tomorrow, and that means trying to like always better ourselves and like real honest to God human progress. Yeah, if it must be replaced, that's probably as good as anything I could come up with.
Yeah, I like this is the first I've heard of it, so these are just initial thoughts. But yeah, better tomorrow for a superhero who's trying to change things. Makes sense. Makes more sense than like he's for the way things already are and they're good, like, which is kind of what the American way thing is. It's like, this is how everything's. I don't know. It just sounds cool. Like, better tomorrow. I don't know. I like it. I have no thoughts other than
when I first saw that, I was kind of indifferent to it and I didn't really think it out. But it also, like, if I have to analyze it, it also kind of gets around the culture of dependency thing a little bit. Where it's like, Superman doesn't want to be the be-all end-all. The buck does not stop with him. He wants to set an example and encourage other people, encourage everybody else to make a better tomorrow for us all. Not just rely on me and hope to hell I never die.
Well, and he will eventually, several times. But I like it. It sounds like retro futurism, like 50s. It gives me that kind of feel, which is my favorite kind of Superman. Like, it's like Better Tomorrow puts me like at like the World Fair again, and I don't know.
Well,
It
and again,
has that kind of
he already
sound to
had that. He already had that with Man of Tomorrow.
it.
Like it's also it's classy and it just fits with him all with the theme and everything already. And rapid fire.
Stop having great questions, guys. You're getting us distracted. Mutale, 5 items you guys can't live without. Oh, lists. We're not great at lists.
Well, food, water, love. Can we
And his wife and his children.
Can we come up with 2 more? Star Trek and Batman. I don't know. What are your other 2?
Yeah, I don't know what he means by items. That's so vague.
He probably means personal stuff, like
little
I bet
gadgets.
if your house was actually on fire, like everybody thinks mine looks like right now.
Yeah, what would you grab? What 5 items would you grab?
What 5 items would you grab? By the way, I know it's silly to some people that it looks like there's a lot of smoke behind me. Having this right in my face like this is helping my mouth not get dry and me to actually do this show. So you might see all this smoke on subsequent shows. It might not just be for mood. This might be the way I have to conduct business for the next couple of months.
Yeah. Eventually he'll just have like a respirator face mask pumping the moisture straight into his mouth as he's talking.
Coming up with 5 would be really difficult without some time to think about it. Of just like prized possessions. One of them is and you know, everybody will laugh about this. I think I've said this before, but for those of you that are that have been with us for a long time, I should say, you might know about Da Monkey, my stuffed monkey that I've done a character with in videos. That's a near and dear thing to me that that my dad got me way back in '96, and we made a whole character out of it, and he and I and my wife and only like 1 or 2 other people on the planet can do that voice. But that would be one of them, weirdly enough. But as far as like, you know, really cool like collectible stuff, you know, is there anything that I just would like, you know, really cry if I lost? Like I'm sure like stuff that's not coming to me right now, but like if they went up in smoke, you'd be like, oh, and you thought about it for a few days. Oh yeah, and that was irreplaceable. Oops. Like probably, you know, my signed Adam West Batarang, that's up there. There's a few like signature things.
Mm-hmm.
The Kevin Conroy statue, especially because he passed. Like I definitely you know, have that now. God, what else? Do you have stuff, DJ? You got any stuff?
I got no stuff. I don't have like little things that I like use every day that I'm not really like that kind of. I don't think I have that kind of stuff, which I think is what he's asking because he brought up GQ. Apparently, this is a question they asked, but no, I think you threw out at least 5 there. That was good.
I have some nearly one of a kind or one of a kind Star Trek items. Honestly, if I went through my Star Trek collection right now, probably all 5 slots are Star Trek things.
Yeah, that'd be a good video to do for like each one of your collections.
Dude, I wanted to do that for this year. That was supposed to be one of the big 2013 things, or 2013. I was going to do 10 years ago. But that was supposed to be one of the big 2023 things.
10 years ago.
So maybe I can finally do it this year. I did a poll a while back and was like, do you guys want to see those as streams or as more polished videos? At this point, especially with another baby in the house and stuff, they'd probably have to be streams. But I want to finally do a video going through the entire comic collection. I'd love to see how long it would even take to do it. And the Star Trek reference among other Star Trek stuff, but that's the biggest collection. Maybe I'd take people back through the Tick collection, though it hasn't really changed much. I do have a video on that already. That I might skip because I already have a pretty solid video on that. There's only 2 or 3 things that I've added that are of any consequence. I want to do one of my tattoos as a collection. I'm up to 12 now.
Yeah, you can do a top 10 tattoos list at this point.
Yeah, which ones would I have to shaft?
Yeah, your 2 least favorites.
Another thing I'm actually kicking around doing next year, DJ, I thought of this today. Tell me what you think about this. I'm kicking around doing a rewind, and again, probably unscripted, although I bet it would do a lot better if I actually wrote it and made it polished and put in stills and stuff. But I'm thinking about, unscripted or otherwise, I'm thinking about finally doing, I've never done this before. I've done like two top 10 of the decade videos for superhero movies, and I've done like top 50 casting choices and that kind of thing. I have never done a ranked list of my top 100, and I'm thinking about doing that.
Of superhero films or all films?
Superhero films. I've never done that.
That would be pretty crazy. That would be awesome.
The only problem with it is some of the top ones would be obvious. Like I think the first half of that is way more interesting than the second half.
Actually, yeah, that's true, because us mega fans would know probably what your top 10 or 20 would be.
You guys just know me too well. But the nice thing is a lot more stuff has come out in the last 10 years. So it would be a really interesting list to make. It's like, how much does the MCU dominate at this point?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Or not? How much? Because I had this thought where I was like, well, what if I did a ranked list of every superhero movie I know I've seen? And then I was like, maybe it should just be 100.
Yeah, that's a good round number to do.
Yeah. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. But that's the thing I'm kicking around.
Yeah, I'd definitely watch it. Sounds great to me.
Thanks.
Got one viewer at least.
I got one viewer, and he's also a co-host. But you know what? I don't let it get me down. I just keep going for the grind. You might call it denial. I call it perseverance. We've got 3 more minutes before the break, and
right,
let's do 1 or 3 more questions if they're quick. Go ahead. If they're easy,
they're
supposed to be
super
quick.
chats left.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys for the support. And once again, this was a late idea, late addition. But if we hit $100 tonight, I'm gonna do a blind watch party for the first part of Rebel Moon, which comes out apparently in like a few minutes or an hour or something. I'm not gonna do it tonight because I don't think my voice will quite hold out, even though I'm better off than I thought I'd be. But I'll try to do it sometime in the next couple of weeks, maybe. It still says coming Thursday. And 9 p.m. Central. Oh, you know what? That's in an hour. That's an hour from now. It does come out in an hour. We could have called this show Waiting for Rebel Moon.
Yeah, that would have really spiked the views.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We've got not quite as many people as I was hoping would make it tonight. I didn't come up with the right clickbaity title. And Rebel Moon would have done it, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Mutale, another super chat here. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys rate your Riz?
I'm sorry, what? The hell does that mean?
That I believe is a young person slang term that I am ill-equipped to define for you, but I would just like you to take a shot at it.
Oh, you don't know what it means? So I'm going to look it up. I don't know what we're even talking about. How do you
know what it
spell
means conceptually. I couldn't give you like a verbatim definition, but it's
okay. I'm looking it up.
It's hard to explain.
Short for charisma. Why can't we just say
charisma?
Charisma is too okay. I draw the line at Riz, folks. Here comes the rant. I draw the line at Riz because we take too many words and shorten them that don't take that long to say anyway. And sometimes they just sound kind of cooler, and I get why they get in their vernacular. I get that. Charisma is too damn cool of a word to freaking shorten, okay? I love the word charisma. Don't do that to charisma.
Well,
that ain't
it
fair.
doesn't...
And what if you're what if you're a girl? What if you're a chick and your name is Charisma? That ain't fair to Charisma Carpenter. Charisma Carpenter, wait, does everybody call her Riz now? How's it going, Riz? She's like, shut up, I'm not a teen slang term. I draw the line at Riz.
I appreciate your rant. To be fair, it doesn't exactly just mean charisma. It means your skill with the ladies. It means your
Who cares what it means? It has part
coolness.
of the word charisma in it. That's clearly what happened, right? Charisma. We took Riz out of charisma. You don't get to shorten charisma. You don't get to do that.
So, what would you rate your Riz, Cap?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Scale of 1 to 10. Oh, of course. The ladies love a good rant about grammar.
No, I think I'm relatively charismatic. I think I'm not everybody's taste. You know, like some people would find me like irritating, overbearing, and arrogant.
Big 3.
But that doesn't mean I don't have charisma. Now the real
Wow.
question is, do I have savoir-faire?
So that's a great question. I'm glad. Thank you, Matale, for that.
Are we gonna shorten that down for slang to wob?
Wob. Cap,
How's
rate
your
wob.
wob rating? Alex, Cap is officially an old man yelling at a cloud. Don't degenerate language like that.
Should we do one more, or should we go out on Riz?
No, we should go out on Riz. That's too Riz. Does anybody take modern slang seriously? I'm not yelling at clouds. Clouds are fine. Clouds aren't modern and stupid. Anyway, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right. I'm playing this up to be silly. We will see you guys in 3 to 4 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. Back for part 2 in just a little bit. everybody, welcome back to the Captain Logan Show. It's time for the second half of tonight's program. We are doing an ostensible rapid-fire show.
We were on a break!
We were, which means it's a little bit faster than we usually, by like 10, 15 seconds. There it is!
There it is, completed. There's the couch. There's the whole coffee shop.
Isn't that cool?
It's crazy. The level of detail is nuts. I gotta take some pictures for you later.
Yes, please do. We'll post them for the nobody that will care. We need to finally do a friend stream. And I know I say that all the time. We were going to do it for Thanksgiving this year, and DJ and I just could not get a night together.
Busy time, the holidays. Who knew? Who knew?
I know. But, you know, we thought maybe we could do it. But, yeah, they don't have to be Thanksgiving shows. It's not like all the good episodes are Thanksgiving ones.
No.
That's maybe the obvious thing to do anyway.
Yeah. We don't do obvious things here.
No, we should pick the episodes
niche.
nobody likes.
Well, there's several game show episodes, which is your favorite thing.
Ooh, yeah, we should do it. That's what we should do. A Friends game show stream. Game show episode stream. That makes sense.
Total sense.
Well, folks, we've got another hour left in the program, a little bit less. If you're just tuning in, my house is not on fire. Don't worry. I don't have to stop, drop, or roll. But I'm trying to get moisture in the air so I can breathe and talk to you guys rapid fire. Now, I said it was hard mode. I guess it's more like intermediate, you know? It's more like on medium now, DJ, because if I didn't have this air, you know, all in front of my face, you guys I would sound more like an old man than when I did the Riz rant. You know, I'd be like, it's time for rapid fire, everybody. Look, clouds. I hate them.
Not a fan of clouds.
No, I'm yelling at them. I don't know why specifically. I get like kids get off my lawn. I've never really gotten the yelling at clouds thing.
Clowns. I could see that.
Don't send in the clouds.
Well, that's a Simpsons reference, right?
What's a Simpsons reference?
The old man yelling at clouds.
Oh, is it? Is that what that is?
I think so. I think I've seen that GIF. I've used that GIF quite a lot.
Oh, maybe that's what people say when they mean that.
It's like the old man, Homer's dad, I think, who's like screaming at clouds for no reason.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. See, I don't know. I didn't realize that was from that show. I guess that
might be the only Simpsons things I know. So
guys,
that and GIF.
Also, if you're just tuning in or you missed this part earlier, once again, we're doing a top super chatter gimmick tonight. If we're not top, sorry, super chat goal, not a top super chatter. If we hit $100 tonight, I will do a blind watch. A blind watch party, blind commentary on Rebel Moon. I can't promise anybody else will be there but me, but I'll probably at least try to bring in Jason, if not Austin, if I can get him to do it. And we're at $40 thereabouts right now, so it may or may not happen. And if not, that doesn't preclude the possible notion of a review, but I will guarantee a watch party if we hit that, and then possibly a review regardless. And then you guys have to just give me some time to get my affairs in order and figure out when I can come in and actually do programming, because we're about to have another baby here in any day now, really. Due date is January the 4th, and Sarah is very, very, very pregnant, and it could happen at any time now. Maybe I should wait to do that watch party until after she's delivered. Could you imagine that? It's like Sarah's water breaks in the middle of Rebel Moon. It's like, crap, I have to do more of this later? Now, I mean, maybe it'll be great. I don't know, but it just looks like the most derivative thing ever.
That sounds good.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually did watch that trailer, I think. That's how derivative. I didn't even remember seeing that. Anyway, let's get some more questions and try to make more of the rapid fire thing happen. We got through the first hour, you know.
We did it,
which I feel good about.
All right, Michael. Nope. Okay, great. $4.99 super chat.
Yeah.
Evolutions.
Hey, his name could be Michael. You don't know.
Could be. Okay, great, Michael. Geekvolution's top 3 best films and top 3 worst films of the year.
We didn't make enough films this year to say what the best Geekvolution. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see enough for my response to be remotely comprehensive or mean very much. I'd have to go back in and like look at a list. Let me just pull up like the big movies of this year and refresh myself on what I saw, because I didn't go to much in the theater, so it was mostly just stuff I saw for work, of course. And even then, there's like animated superhero movies that I still haven't seen yet, so I didn't even see all of that stuff. Now we're just talking about theatrical things. The worst movies I saw were probably at least 2 of them DC superhero movies. Like Shazam is maybe in there.
And was it Ant-Man this year?
Ant-Man was this year.
Yeah.
Guardians.
If you want to stick to superhero, you could easily come up with more than 3 worst.
Yeah. Yep. Guardians 3 would definitely be in my top 3. Godzilla is my number 1 movie of the year. I think it's fighting with John Wick 4 real hard. I loved both of those movies. And I'm real high on Godzilla because we just did Godzilla -1 because we just reviewed that. But DJ, that was a night perfect movie for me.
Oh, awesome! I'm glad.
And I'm not even a big Godzilla guy, but it was, well, I've got a 2.5 hour review. You can go take a look at it. Oh, you know what? The Mario movie I liked a lot. I don't know if it's quite in my top 3, because there actually were some pretty good things that I saw this year. Across the Spider-Verse would have to be in there. So yeah, I guess top 3 would be Godzilla, John Wick 4, and Across the Spider-Verse. I missed Haunting of Venice. I still want to see that. Air was bad. People like it. I don't know what they're talking about. Tetris was fun, but wouldn't be in a top 3, and I already did my top 3. So, yeah. Bottom 3 or whatever those DC movies were that I can't... Oh, Flash is maybe in there. Flash is not good. The Microwave a Baby movie.
Gotta have it.
Okay, I said some things. Let's DJ. Do you have do you want to throw out like at least a top and a bottom, or do you want to try to do your 3s?
Oh no, I haven't seen anything this year. I'm mad at myself. Like, I wanted to try to make time and to actually see some things and not wait till the last minute like we always do and catch up on everything in January. But I wasn't able to get out to the theater this year. It's a bummer.
Connor, I can't put the Marvels in my worst because I flip my sign green because I'm a crazy person. I like that movie well enough. I'm the only one.
Holding down the fort. Michael Martin wants to know, $5. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good luck with Rebel Moon.
Well, thanks. Now, the way you read it, it's like he saw it already, and he's wishing me luck or condolences. It hasn't come out yet.
That's true. He could just be genuinely wishing good luck.
It comes out in 35 minutes, apparently.
But you don't usually wish someone good luck to handle a movie unless you think it's going to be.
Well, yeah, he probably just thinks it won't be good.
Yeah.
Connor, worst Marvel, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Quantumania, 65. 65, I'm lukewarm on before I think it's terrible. Blue Beetle, Indiana Jones. Yeah, and I didn't bother with Indiana Jones. And I might go to my grave having never seen that movie. I don't think I'm ever going to bother with that.
I think that would be a smart decision.
Did you see it? You did, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I saw it in theaters. That was a huge mistake.
You okay?
I'm still bitter. Actually, I'm not. I'm not bitter. I didn't need another one of those movies. I just was mad that my time was wasted and I was bored.
Yeah. I'm not even going to suggest a blind watch on that. I think that would just be miserable for most everybody.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along.
Let's see.
Thanks
okay,
for
great.
guys.
$1.99. Favorite
Thanks,
musicals.
Michael.
Favorite musicals? Eh?
DJ, you go first.
Well, maybe not one of my favorites, but I got to show off something that I just received as a Christmas gift here. Look what I got, guys! I got Captain Invincible. Return of Captain Invincible, specifically. This is from my good buddy Cap. He sent me this as a Christmas gift. Severn Films, beautiful release, 4K.
It's one of the coolest superhero releases we have.
It's so good. It's got different artwork. It's got artwork here, different artwork here on the case, and then alternate artwork underneath, inside, like a whole different poster. It's so good.
Yeah, the one on the front, after the slipcase, is the same that the original release came in.
Gotcha. Then there's like art card. There's like
No, that's not even true. The third one you showed is the one that used to be on the cover. Oh, I forgot about the art card. Yeah.
Yeah, a little postcard in there. 3 discs. Lovely, lovely release. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's a musical. Very unorthodox. Crazy musical.
It's a super fun movie. It's not a good musical, but there's really fun songs in it.
That is true. But yeah, just wanted to thank you for that, buddy. But yeah, I mean,
I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, a couple weeks ago, you were like, you're like, I wonder what it would cost to get that. And you looked it up, and I was like, ooh, I bet he's not gonna pull the trigger on that right away. I better send it to him.
Yeah, it was too close to Christmas to be buying anything. But no, that was a nice surprise, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've talked about music before.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz is one of my favorites. Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory, My Fair Lady, Meet Me in St. Louis.
I've never seen that, but I didn't know you were a fan of that. My Fair Lady is one of my favorites. That'd be my top 5.
Oh yeah, that's great. I was mad at my wife for waiting so long to show me that because it's like a perfect DJ movie.
My wife also showed me that.
Grammar. White Christmas is one of my favorites that we watch every year. Meet Me in St. Louis is also, it's not just a Christmas movie, but it ends at Christmas, and that's where Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, that song comes from, sung by Judy Garland for the first time. It's Meet Me in St. Louis is an amazing movie. It's really, really good. Highly recommend you watch that one if you're looking for some kind of Christmassy movie to watch this year.
After this year now, I feel like, and this is thanks to a request, I think maybe my favorite musical now of all time really is Hamilton, like so many other people. I think it's kind of surpassed everything else. But Willy Wonka is right up there too, and I like Nightmare for the music. I've got issues with that story, but it's one of my favorite musical soundtracks.
I really highly recommend watching Jacques Demy's films. He's the king of musicals. He's got Umbrellas of Cherbourg. He's got Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin. Like he makes so many musicals. Check him out. He's the best.
Okay, we gotta move on.
All right. Vitale, what would your life be like if you had Walter White's ego?
Well, I mean, like, not to get too deep into the psychology of that character, but like what makes up Walter White isn't just ego, it's also like insecurity and guilt over not making the choices he wishes he made in his life. But like if we're just talking about ego, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure how to answer that, DJ. Like, it's just ego by itself wouldn't make you make all the choices that guy makes, you know what I mean? But if you just mean, like, all things being equal, you just get in that situation for whatever reason you do, and then you, like, have to be the best at that because you find out you're good at it, like, I don't know, I'm just not really sure how to answer it. Like, I don't know what situation, besides the like, cooking meth thing I would be in. That would, give me a massive trouble and, ruin everybody's lives or whatever. Like, it's kind of like, and not to be too critical of the question, I'm just not sure how to answer it, because it's like, are you saying if you were just like this character, would you make the same choices? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know, like, if Walter would have gotten that, he wouldn't have gotten into the same situation if it wasn't for those circumstances that he was kind of put in.
Yeah, I mean, I did get cancer and I didn't start selling meth. You didn't either.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't ever. I wasn't ever at death's door.
No, and you weren't going to bankrupt your family over it.
Yeah, no. I didn't have one yet.
See, yeah,
my parents.
There's
Might
that.
have bankrupted my parents.
I want to think that I mean, again, just with the ego idea, like, I feel like I have a better support system, and I maybe trust my wife and other members of my family more than that guy does. That even if I, made a really crazy, stupid mistake like that and got too deep into something, I would be able to get, like, the right kind of intervention and get pulled out of it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving right along.
All right.
Thanks for the question. Sorry, that was kind of clunky, but I wasn't totally sure where to go with that.
Utali has another one for us. It is top 5 favorite voice actors.
It's really funny that Kogis mentioned that he's a big fan of Tony Jay, who was the voice of Chairface Chippendale, as well as let's see, he's in Beauty and the Beast, and what is that movie? Hunchback of Notre Dame and Notre Dame, lots of other stuff. But anyway, it's just really funny that he brought up that actor because Jeff was over for about an hour this afternoon, and happened to bring up Tony Jay, and we were talking about him. So that's just really odd that came up. Was it asking for 5? God, rapid fire, guys. How are we supposed to do it that fast?
Yeah, the list question's really getting us.
Yeah, we should say. I want to say no lists from now on with rapid fire, but then I'm just worried we wouldn't even get questions. People like the lists so much, or like maybe like cut it to 3. I'll go 3 before 5, I guess. And it's hard not to go to like the really obvious stuff, but like Kevin Conroy for me is certainly in there. Townsend Coleman for The Tick is probably in my top 5, if not top 3. Boy, I know I'm gonna forget about somebody that I'm like obsessed with. Rob Paulson, just for the sheer number of great voices in things that I like. Tara Strong for Bubbles, and like other things, but especially Bubbles. I really like the guy who voices the Kingpin in the '90s Spider-Man show. He's a really neat actor. Jonathan Frakes, Riker from Star Trek, is a great voice actor in Gargoyles, and as is Michael Dorn. Okay, so there's 6 or 7. just went down a litany there. Okay, moving right along.
All right, we are going back to pre-writtens. We have made it through the super chats. Wooly. Cap, thoughts on the news of a potential, and you kind of brought this up, merger between Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery, Star Trek, and DC under one roof?
Yeah, obviously, when I first heard the possibility of that, my preoccupation was with Star Trek. There's lots of other, interesting questions and possibilities. I mean, the big one is it a good thing or a bad thing for each of those companies? Like, I want it, like, Warner's has done a lot of stuff people have been not happy with, especially lately. There's the worry about how the Zaslav effect would impact anything at Paramount that you might like. How much stuff do they bring over that they then write off for tax purposes, DJ? And how many things should they probably actually do that with? Because Paramount Plus has a terrible track record. It's like Disney Plus bad. They've got a few okay things here and there, but they've not had a great track record with their original programming. Like I said earlier, at least their stuff would play in a player, and it would work, it would function. So that would be nice. But then there's the question of like mergers. Make me nervous, because it's like, if I heard Warner's was buying out Paramount, I'd go, oh, good. To some degree, I'm still worried about the kind of, for lack of a better word, dystopian nature of all these big corporations like coming together to make much larger ones, and the fear of getting closer and closer to monopolies, and it looks like a big game of corporate risk and all of that. But forgetting all of that, Warner's in general has done business and has had a better track record with films and TV and stuff than Paramount has. So if Paramount suddenly started to look, especially on the TV side, suddenly started to look more like HBO and like Max, that can only be a good thing. But it's a merger, not a buyout, DJ. So what if it's the other way? What if I somehow the Warner stuff starts to go more in the direction that the Paramount stuff is gone? I don't think that's what would happen. I think it would be more probably Zaslav still in control of everything. What do you think? But when you call it a merger, I can't be sure, what that ends up looking like.
Yeah, I don't know. Zaslav is on. Everything's on the chopping block. Good luck. Good luck, Paw Patrol, because he doesn't like animation. So you're done.
I want to say it can only be a good thing for Star Trek. They can't make it worse for me from where I'm sitting. I know there's people that like New Trek and have continued to like at least Strange New Worlds, which I have kind of turned on. I didn't like a lot of that second season, and it's just not what I want. Regardless, I'm pretty over it. Finally, it was Star Trek that felt sort of like Star Trek, and I at least understood what was happening with the stories. And the more I've watched it, the more it feels real, kind of like young adult. I saw a video where a guy called it like young adult, like book fiction Star Trek, and I have not been able to unsee that ever since he said that. That's exactly the right way to describe that, and that can't be the only good Star Trek you have on. That's a problem. But anyway, regardless of that, I think what is likely to happen is either and Austin and I had this conversation, he suggested this, I think he's right about it, they're either going to totally just shut it down for a while because it wouldn't be a priority for them. That was Austin's suggestion, and I think it's possible they did that. That for me right now, that'd be better than having it. No, really. Or if they do have somebody at Warner's that likes and understands Star Trek, I think what is just as likely is that they'll either full-on reboot and go back to like a Birth of the Federation kind of thing. Because Austin said maybe they would reboot TOS again. I don't think that's smart. And also 90s nostalgia is so in right now over 60s nostalgia that I think they would either go back and reboot way before TOS and maybe not even have it in continuity, do like an honest to God reboot, like a Birth of the Federation, like a Romulan War thing, which almost happened in it wouldn't have been a reboot, but that was almost what they made instead of 09, like a big epic trilogy of the Romulan War, like the early kind of like Wild West days of the Federation, or of Starfleet. Or they go back to original continuity, they axe all of New Trek. This is wishful thinking. They axe all of New Trek, and they go past Voyager and Picard, but hopefully Picard wouldn't count, and they just do 25th century, and they move forward. I think that's what they're likely to do if they don't just totally start over. But anyway, that's my spiel about Star Trek. And either of those things I'd be okay with. Hanging on to all the baggage of that new stuff, I think would be totally off the table if they actually did anything with it at all. If they stop making it and there's this confusion about canon, or they go, oh yeah, let's not have that. But that also could be wishful thinking. I don't know.
Mutale, how should Gunn handle Aquaman after the Wan movies? Excuse me, he said the Wan films. I want to give those their due.
Wan pictures.
You can't top the Wan films, man. I haven't seen the second one, but anything that you do is gonna pale in comparison to the craziness of at least that first one. It seems like the second one's crazy too. I don't know.
Well, it's easier to say what I think he'll do versus what I would want him to do, I guess, because I think there's kind of different tacks you can take with Aquaman, but Gunn's approach seems to be, the way he's been talking about it anyway, seems to be, let's try to put as close as to the definitive but still contemporary versions of these characters on screen. So naturally, of course, you're not going to see anything like the Aquaman we had before. It's not going to be Dude Bro Aquaman. I do think he's likely to go to a lot of the same material, though, DJ, that was adapted with those movies. I think he'll go back to Jeff Johns, but he'll do what Jeff Johns was kind of trying to do, if only he wasn't handcuffed to Jason Momoa Aquaman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think you'll see an almost straight up adaptation of the early issues of New 52. At the risk of it, looking at some of the material people have already seen. But I think they can make it feel so different that it won't matter that that we're looking at some of the same stuff. I think they could even go back to the trench and all of that.
Yeah.
Not give it its own movie, which didn't happen, but was announced. Anyway, rapid fire.
Okay, great.
I'm doing so good with rapid fire tonight. We've answered at least 12 questions. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I love his name because it makes me sound like I'm being a jerk to you every time because I have to go like, okay, great, and then like just start talking because it sounds like I'm like pulling you off the stage with a.
I think you should be more sarcastic with it. You should be okay, great.
Okay, great, Cap. Sure. 199. What if Star Trek went animated?
Well, I mean, it is right now on top of live action. It's called Lower Decks. They made a parody and put it in continuity.
Yeah, it's the only good Star Trek on right now.
Says people. I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, and I haven't watched a lot of it. I've never been able to get through an entire episode of that show past the pilot. I can't do it.
Kev, your catchphrase is just becoming, I don't know what people are talking about.
I don't know what people are talking about. I'm so disenfranchised and disconnected from everybody, and I feel like I'm in the goddamn Twilight Zone. Anyway, yeah, I would be fine with a serious, full-on Star Trek animated universe, much less just series, for the sake of cost cutting. Like if you don't want to pay to build sets and stuff, there's no reason you couldn't go the anime-esque route for Star Trek, and I think hardcore fans would be fine with that if it was good. Could be difficult to always make that visually dynamic because Star Trek is so talky. It's easier to do a bunch of Star Wars in animation than Star Trek, admittedly, but there's no reason you couldn't do it. You just got to be really, really mindful of how easy it could be to look static and boring.
Yeah, you have to have like a really cool art style or interesting art style to look at.
Dagon Spear, what's with the smoke coming out the side of your image? It's called ambiance. It's atmosphere. No, it's so that I can breathe. Because I gotta get moisture in the air. So I needed a what do you call that? A humidifier, and I put it right in the shot because I thought it looked cool. And then it's actually been making it a lot easier to get through the show to have it right in my face. So
yeah.
No,
it's actually. I'm surprised I can't hear it. That's really good that it's not picking up on the mic.
It's very quiet, yeah. I think if you go back and listen to the show, you'll be able to hear a real slight humming, especially because it's on the desk with the microphone.
Okay.
So but it's not any louder than my projector.
No, I can't hear it at all. It's actually just a promo because we are selling, starting 2024, the Geekvolution humidifiers, $24.99. Get yours. Grab it while it's hot.
Yeah,
that's actually not a good price. It's probably more than that. How
much
is a humidifier?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I need to make a profit here someplace.
That's true. $50. Excuse me. Geekvolution humidifier.
I don't even. But with shipping, I still wouldn't make anything. These were $30, so I'd have to charge at least $60. I'd have to double it.
Okay, sorry. Get your Geekvolutionary humidifier.
Make your own spawn year.
All right. Mutale, another super chat. How does Dan feel about the new Ultimate Spider-Man?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Dan. I haven't talked to him about that. Or maybe it came up on a show we did a few months ago. I can't remember if he said anything about that, though. I mean, apologies to Dan. I just can't remember if we talked about that. So I don't want to speak for him. I don't know that he's looked at any of it. I know he keeps up a little bit more with current than I do.
He's busy writing his own comics, man. He can't be reading Ultimate
That's
Spider-Man.
true. That's true. He's writing a comic. I'm making a movie. We can't be expected to read.
Connor, can I get a Geekvolution humidifier free with the purchase of a $40 super chat?
No.
Sorry.
No, like I said, I have to charge at least 60. Okay.
$60 super chats.
Okay, so I'll say so yes, Connor, but no, actually, don't do that because he'll be crazy and do it. Don't do that, Connor.
But you have to pick it up.
I'm not shipping anything. No. But the joke. This is a joke. The joke I was gonna make was yes, but you have to pay for your own shipping.
Our super chats come with shipping now. I love it. Wooly. We're going back to pre-writtens. We are out of super chats. Thank you guys. Cap a humor.
Yeah,
humor.
appreciate you guys.
Cap a rumor going around that Illumination has been preparing a pitch to Nintendo for a shared cinematic universe that would culminate in a Smash Brothers movie. Thoughts? Pros? Cons?
Yeah, I had not heard that. If that happened, it would mean that you would have probably multiple franchises happening at once because they're supposed to be doing a live-action Zelda thing that has nothing to do with Illumination. So that would mean that you would have like animated ones and live-action ones. Now, let me say I'm more okay with a shared animated universe because if they're also making live-action stuff, provided that those franchises are actually good, because if the animated stuff sucks, at least you have like good serious things potentially for adults with live action. So like if the only, I'm not a Zelda person, but let's say like, Metroid or whatever, if say the only Metroid thing you got was an Illumination Metroid, I'd be like, I don't know about that, I don't trust it. But if you got a like Illumination Metroid on top of a really good live action one, then at least you could pick and choose, and you don't have to watch the not great kiddified one that's gonna have like a Beastie Boys song every 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't want that, but it doesn't bother me as much if they're trying different things and they're going to aim things at different audiences. I say that also knowing that oversaturation could clearly be a huge problem with all of that. So I don't know. I don't love that, but it doesn't bother me quite as much as it would have otherwise. Like a lot of people, I don't need a Smash movie. If you did a Smash movie, I'd actually kind of rather it not be an Avengers thing. I'd rather it just be its own thing. Because as Jason and a lot of other people have pointed out, Smash is not supposed to actually be those characters all in the same universe. Originally, it was more like the Lego movie. It was like kids playing with stuffed animals. Mm-hmm. And if they made that movie, I'd actually kind of be okay with that. Because that could be fun. It might be too derivative with the Lego movie. Rapid fire.
Josh Galisano, $10.
The questions are too good tonight, folks.
It's a great show. It's a great show. What is your favorite kind of paper used for comic book printings? Newspaper paper? Glossy magazine paper?
Josh, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I don't know that I've ever gotten that question before, and I almost want to call it comment of the stream because I have an opinion on this, and this is a thing I actually kind of
Riz.
Okay, never mind. It's the runner-up for comment of the stream. I prefer newspaper print, depending on what it is. Now, some things just look nicer glossy, but I'm more nostalgic for the newsprint, and like that's how I read Death of Superman and Nightfall and stuff growing up. So I like it when trades will bring back the newsprint, which every now and again you still see, I think, or at least you did a few years ago. But I guess that is a depends question. Like Klaus, I don't want on newsprint. Klaus, I want glossy. There's certain things that need to be like pristine format. Like anything Lee Bermejo ever drew, don't put it on newsprint. It needs to be, like Alex Ross, maybe not newsprint. But those kind of I don't know, like like fully painted things I think look better on glossy, but real pencily stuff looks good. Like Frank Miller looks great on newsprint.
Cool. It depends.
You know, Mirage Ninja Turtles looks much better on newsprint. And really a lot of things black and white. I think Walking Dead would look kick-ass on newsprint.
Yeah. That's a really cool question. Good job, Josh.
I really enjoyed answering that.
Let's see if you enjoy answering this one. Mutale,
Yeah.
714 South African Rand. If you were a mutant, would you live on Krakoa?
No, I don't want to feel like I'm in a cult, I think, is the answer there. I guess if I was a coward or I was just terrified that like humans would lynch me, then maybe I would live there. But I wouldn't want to. I would want to buy into the Xavier philosophy more. But if we're talking about, you know, the more, I guess, you know, from a few years ago now, but if we're talking about like the, you know, more recent X-Men stuff where even Professor X has kind of turned on his own philosophy, then I guess everybody's going to Krakoa at that point. But yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't feel great about it. I don't like the isolationist thing. It's rapid fire, DJ. Guys, we are now at $55 with super chats, and no pressure or nothing, but just in case you haven't heard yet, or you're interested in getting us there, I did decide a little later into the show to do a super chat goal, and I will sometime in the next few weeks. I can't promise exactly when because my life is so up in the air right now, but not too long after it comes out, here in the next 2 minutes, because that's when it's dropping, I will do a blind watch party for Rebel Moon, the new Zack Snyder Star Wars film. I mean, no, it has nothing to do with Star Wars. Okay, moving right along.
Next up is from Jareth Gearhart. Hey, Cap and DJ, are either of you going to see Godzilla -1? I would love to see more Godzilla content on both of your channels.
Did you miss the 2.5 hour spoiler cast I just did?
Cap has seen it. Cap loved it.
I did. My favorite.
So you're gonna
movie,
love that video.
My favorite movie of the year. If it's not John Wick 4, but it's fighting between them.
Yeah. So go watch that video. I have not seen it yet. I probably will.
You'll love it. You'll love
Hopefully
it.
I can get a chance to see that. I haven't seen anything this year, but
no pressure,
yeah.
DJ. But I think you'll love it.
I hope so. I've only seen Godzilla and Destroy All Monsters, which was weird to jump into, but I'd like to go back and see more of those. Someday I'll get the Criterion box set and maybe watch through a bunch of those.
Well, actually, let me say this real quick. You know, because we said, Connor and I and Austin and Jason, we said we kind of couldn't imagine anybody not liking that movie. I think Connor said that. I will say there are things in it you'd appreciate a lot more if you've seen 54. And if you've seen it recently, so I would go back and rewatch 54 before you see it, if you can. But I mean, it's very watchable whether you've done that or not. But there's a whole other kind of layer, kind of wrinkle I think that you'd get from it if you did that. But like the most generic review I could give it is it's for people who love Godzilla and people who don't.
Yeah, I love that first movie, so I'd like to check it out if I get some time. Cinematographic, Cap and DJ, as much as I prefer Jason Todd over Damian Wayne, at least Damian serves a purpose to Bruce's crusade against crime. So what's Kate Kane's excuse?
What?
Kind of a question?
What's Kate Kane's excuse?
That one had a curveball in the third act
it
of that
did.
question there.
It did. So it sounds like he's making a couple of statements. He's making a statement and then asking a question. So he's saying Jason Todd doesn't serve enough of a purpose. I would disagree with that, at least retroactively. I think the guilt Batman feels for, at least from his perspective, you know, like getting him killed or training him and kind of creating a monster that then dies, is, you know, pretty pivotal to that character and to his overall arc. But I don't really know what he's getting at with Kate Kane.
He doesn't like Kate Kane. That's what I'm getting. That's all I got.
Yeah, I guess not.
Let's see. We have one from
But yeah, apologies.
Goofster.
I like Kate Kane in the comics.
Oh, excuse me. We've already done that, Goose One. All right, we are running out of questions, guys. So throw some more in here. I've got one more from Cinematographic.
Yeah, that would make us look kind of pathetic if we just started recycling questions we've answered already.
I've got
just to pad it out to 2 hours. Let's not do that.
So send in your questions. Fast and Furious. I need a bunch here. Not about that.
But not about the Fast and the Furious. I've never seen those. I have kicked around doing a watch of all that. I think we actually tried to do a super chat goal for that at one point, and it failed. But maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll do that.
Yeah. But we've got one more here from Cinematographic. Also, Cap, writing question: is it possible for a filmmaker to play 9-dimensional chess with an audience they think is smarter than them?
That's another somewhat vague question. Like, I don't know what he means by 9-dimensional chess.
King of vague questions, Cinematographic.
So he's saying sorry, read that again. So that the filmmaker thinks the audience is smarter than them. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
God, I don't know what that means.
Questions, guys. Questions. Throw them in. Mutale, thoughts on Sean Gunn playing Maxwell Lord in the DCU?
So I did talk about this on another stream recently, but I don't think it was the Captain Logan show. I'm kind of indifferent to it until I see his approach and how he does it. I know that's become controversial because everything is. With the whole nepotism thing or whatever, like yeah, he's gonna cast his brother in things, and his brother's a real actor who can act and who was in things before he was in the Guardians movies. So I don't have a problem with him having a major role in DC movies. Also, I think some people are going a little bit overboard on just how important Maxwell Lord is. Like, we don't even know what they're doing with that character, and a lot of people didn't even know who that was before Wonder Woman 84, and a lot of people didn't see that movie, so they still don't know who that is. Yeah,
I saw the movie and I still don't know who it is.
I was surprised by it. I don't immediately see it, but we'll see what the angle is. I don't know. I don't have a real deep opinion. I'm not offended by it. I'm not annoyed about it. I think there's maybe better choice. I know some people are annoyed that, and they feel like Gunn. I think personally, and this might get me in trouble for saying it like this. I think people are being a little bit petty about it. I think people are calling Gunn a liar for saying that he wasn't going to double cast anybody, and his brother has a voice in that first animated thing they're doing. I think it's a little petty to freak out about that.
Yeah, I don't know. People always do that. It's Hollywood. Like, everybody casts their family. Daniverse. Would you consider doing a stream of the R-rated cut of Rebel Moon? LOL.
I don't know. Let me see the initial cut first.
Why has he already announced that there's going to be an R-rated extended cut? Now he's announcing them before he even makes them.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what he does.
Don't worry, guys. Don't watch the movie I'm about to release because there's going to be a better version later, like before it's even out yet.
He thinks that's what fans want. Like he's got such a odd, different way of looking at filmmaking than anybody else, which I think is counterintuitive and just kind of wrong, really. But he thinks everybody wants like a bunch of different versions, a bunch of different ways to watch a thing, where it's like he doesn't want to make different movies individually for different audiences. He wants each movie he makes to be for everybody by making different versions of them. So the way you make movies for adults is to make them hard R, violent, bloody, and vulgar. But the kids want to see them too, so you do a version that takes all that stuff out, instead of just making a movie that is already for everybody. And I mean, he could just make hard R stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's his idea of accessible, I guess.
Yeah,
Connor says, that's so good. Zack Snyder's editor has to be the most thankless job in Hollywood.
Yeah, because they're so long and you got to do it so many times. Dagon Spear also said Snyder is already campaigning for a director's cut of Rebel Moon, apparently, calling it completely different.
I read that wrong, and I thought you said calling it something completely different. Like, he changed the title?
No.
So I'm glad that didn't happen. Well, he's said that before. I mean,
Like, what
the,
kind
the
of
Snyder
marketing
cut
is
was
that? Like,
completely different.
at least
Snyder
wait
cut
till it's
was,
been out for a little bit. It's so weird to undercut the movie that hasn't even been seen yet.
he doesn't see it like that. He's like, aren't you guys going to be so excited? I think in his head, it makes him seem relevant. It makes the project seem relevant longer.
But if you wait until after it's been out for a few months and then keep it in people's minds because there's another cut coming, why before it is even released?
Dude, I mean, I'm with you.
It's
I'm
so
trying to
weird.
work my way backwards and try to see if I can get in his head and figure out why you would do that. It is possible that, well, no, it's not either. I was gonna say it's possible that Netflix convinced him to do a PG-13 version, and he's like not happy about that or embarrassed about it or something. But like, he made a super hard R zombie thing for them. Or did they say the only way we'll let you make anything else is if it's more accessible? I doubt it.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe he's trying to get ahead of it. He thinks people aren't going to like it, and he's already saying, "Don't worry, the real version's going to be released eventually." But like, why would Netflix do that to him and then still let him release it on Netflix for the Snyder cut?
I don't know. None of this makes any sense.
It's so weird.
But this also
should
guy's
just start-
completely incomprehensible when he tries to talk about what his movies are about. And
You
like,
should
I
just
don't
start
think
releasing
filmmakers need to talk about what their movies are about anyway. But like, I never know what the hell he's talking about. And he
should
also
just
seems like the nicest guy on the planet. That's what's amazing about him. Is that I think his movies, especially at this point, have gotten super incompetent and bizarre and aren't really for anybody. But then you get like super brilliant movies made by people who turn out to be just completely terrible assholes.
Yeah, no, he sounds like a super nice guy. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him.
No,
Like, he seems like he's really cool.
I think that's why they keep giving him movies. I think he's hard to say no to because he's nice.
I think he's super nice, and I think he's just really passionate and able to like talk about, even if it doesn't make sense to us, he's able to like convince people to let him make stuff because he can just talk about it all day.
If I wrote a movie, as long as he didn't put pencil to paper, I'd let him direct it. I'd love to. Like, I think he would be an easy person to work with. I think I wouldn't have any idea what the hell he was talking about when we had lunch together, but
When you finally get your Owls movie made up off the ground, the animated Owls movie, he'll be the guy.
we cannot bring up Snyder without you going to the Owls movie. We got 7 minutes left in the show. Let's see how many more we can knock out, DJ.
All right, Connor Nielsen, of course, top 5 Fast and Furious movies. We can almost do a top 10. Can we do a top 10 at this point? I can't because I haven't seen any, but someone could.
I'm gonna say like 3, 7, 9. 1. No, I've never seen them. I have no idea.
You could just pick them, just like a hopscotch board.
Well, I know that there's 10 of them, and I know my numbers. So I don't know the titles in correlation to said numbers. I can't do, because I've never seen those movies. Like, I can't do what I can do with Star Trek. Motion picture, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, Final Frontier, Undiscovered Country, Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis. Like, I can't do, and then '09, Darkness, and beyond. I can't do that with Fast and Furious.
Daniverse, what's a movie that improved on a rewatch because you were in a better mood?
Oh, that's great. Lots of things. I don't know if on the spot I can come up with a great answer right away. But yeah,
I've definitely had this for sure.
Your mood absolutely.
Not necessarily a better mood, but just the right mood. Like, 'cause sometimes you're not in a bad mood. You're just not in the mood for the movie that you're watching.
You gotta be in the mood for it in the first place. Yeah, I've had that particularly with like really
love.
depressing things.
Yeah, I've had this a lot where I can't even explain why. Like, I don't know, for whatever reason. Tar, one of my favorite movies from last year. First time I watched it, I hated it. I was so bored, so checked out. Was on my phone, like I've not invested at all. And then the second time I watched it, I freaking loved it, and it was like one of my favorite movies of last year. Tar's great. I don't know what happened. I don't even know why, but I loved it so much the second time.
Man, I'm trying to come up with a great answer for that.
That happened to me with the Grand Budapest Hotel, also, which is one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies now. But the first time I watched it, I didn't like it.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, that happens.
Boy,
That happens.
I kind of just want to go come back to this at some point. You know, like put a tack in, put a pin in it.
Yeah, this is why I like to jot some, at least something down on my letterbox whenever I add a film to my diary. Not, I don't do full reviews, but I just want something to note the experience I had for myself. So that way, if I ever come back, I can be like, "What the heck was I smoking? This is amazing," and I can have that documented somewhere for myself. I don't care if people read those. I actually don't want people to read those because they're just like diary entries. They're like notes for me, but everyone reads them anyway. And then I get crap that I don't like Elf. But yeah, I usually just try to jot something down just so I can remember what that experience was like. Because sometimes it does have a completely different experience the second time.
Man.
And Cap will think of one before the end of the stream. We promise.
Yeah, I don't know if I will, but maybe can you write that down somewhere? Maybe we can like bring it up on another show because
Sure.
I kind of want to think about this and like bring something to it later. I don't know, like just a lot of movies that because it's gonna be something that I probably don't go back to all the time, and just stuff's not coming to me right now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's big ones that you've had where you really didn't like it the first time and had. I mean, Guardians 2 even you liked a lot better, but that took like several viewings, I think.
Well, I guess yeah. See, I was trying to avoid superhero because that's just all we talk about. But that absolutely happened with the Suicide Squad. But I keep saying that like Gunn movies take me 4 times. I had it with you said Guardians 2. I really had it with 3.
Oh, okay. I still haven't.
I had to go to that over and over again before it really clicked into place. But the Suicide Squad is probably actually the best example for a superhero movie of that. But I don't know how much of it was mood so much as it was just I had to keep adjusting to it. And not like lower standards, but just wasn't appreciating all the pieces because Gunn's movies just have a lot of moving pieces that I can't always see the cohesion, and then eventually it does all go together. I get what we're doing here. But I have this more often than not with like really cerebral things.
Yeah, where it just takes you a couple times to get on the right wavelength.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let's see. Goofster, one, two, three.
Let's do one more, shall we?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't read this one, so I don't know if this is the one.
Oh no, he might not have a great one to end with. But we've only got we're almost right at 2 hours here.
Goofster, 1, 2, 3. How liable is Gunn to do the whole one punch thing with his JSA and Batman? I feel it's a given at this point, sadly.
The one punch thing.
One punch.
You mean like a 5-minute wrap up, or?
I don't know.
Yeah, apologies. I've had this now with like 3 or 4 questions tonight where I'm not totally sure what we're talking about. I'm not sure. If you're talking about like how overpowered Superman will be, I mean, I keep saying I think he'll go more kind of burn than anything, where he won't be insanely super juggle planets powerful, but I don't really know what he means by that. Mutali, where Batman punches Guy Gardner. I'm just rusty on this stuff. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm sure somebody will say something that will jog my memory. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, but I'm not. It rings a bell. I just don't know what we're talking about right now.
All right, we'll do a quick one here from Alex Bayron.
Mutali, Brave of the Bull Show did it. I haven't seen that. Connor, Batman knocking Guy Gardner out with one punch is JLI. I guess I've never read that. I've heard people talk about it, but considering Guy Gardner is already going to be in Superman, yeah, I mean, I'm sure Gunn is going to go to a lot of like the big popular like moments from some of that 80s and maybe even early 90s stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm a fraud, guys. My apologies.
Here's one. Excluding Picard, Zordon, Lex, and Walter White, who's your favorite bald character?
Kingpin.
Oh, you got there.
And like,
He took all your favorite characters.
Take your pick. What version? I mean, obviously Netflix Daredevil before anything, but so like D'Onofrio, but yeah, it's King. And there's a lot of great bald characters, but
yeah, he took the heavy hitters: Picard, Zordon, Lex, and Walter White.
according to Dagenspear, it's with Snyder. It's just what I was suggesting. He says, according to Snyder, Netflix told him to do a PG-13 cut, and then said, "Don't go nuts. We don't care." From what he read, so that suggests that he's almost apologizing to his core fan base.
Yeah, he's just getting out ahead of it and be like, "Don't worry, the real movie's
We'll
coming
have
out."
a cut for you. You know what he should do? Now, this is a joke, folks, because he's he's got a corporate contract. He's got a contract with Netflix. He doesn't outright own the thing himself, but he should just like have a Patreon.
Just release it to his YouTube channel.
You subscribe to Snyder's Patreon, and then you get the exclusive, behind a paywall version of Rebel Moon. Richard's Victims, bald characters tier list. That's a good idea. We did the blue people. I need to do another tier list soon. I was doing those weekly for a while, and then I just got busy and I haven't been able to stream quite as often. But the last one we did was the naked blue characters list. And
that's right.
I've even planned for a couple of others that I just haven't gotten around to doing. Okay, we got two more super chats.
Two more super chats, yeah.
And let's knock them out real quick because I've got to get going here.
Richard's Victims, $9.99. Who is the best vampire?
Wow, thank you.
Angel,
oh, sorry. I'm supposed to wait until he finishes the question. Sorry, good.
Who's the best vampire? Angel, Spike, or Wildcard? Harmony.
Oh, well, it's not Harmony. Certainly. I've never been her biggest fan. Although her episode in Season 5, Angel, is pretty good. They redeem her a little bit once she actually becomes a vampire there. That was fun. But anyway, or I'm sorry, once... did we already know she was a vampire? It's been too long. No, I think it's revealed there. Whatever. It's been a while. Anyway, yeah, like how do you pick between Spike and Angel? Like that dynamic is so fun and interesting. Like I guess I'm gonna say Spike over Angel. Like I think again Season 5 Angel probably puts him over to the top. Finally, but I mean, like I love Angel. I think there's a lot of really interesting, character explanation with him or exploration with him through that show, and I like the balance between super tortured and really funny and kind of like intentionally lame that we do with that character. But anyway, okay, great, came back with yet another one,
and it was before you brought up the blue one, which was great. He just says top 3 green characters.
Green characters.
Characters.
So we were just talking. It's funny because like Angel just came up. Lorne from Angel would be in there. The karaoke singing demon. I really love that character. So that would be in my top 3. I'm not a giant Hulk guy.
Yeah, I would have Hulk in my list. I would have Donatello.
Oh yeah, what am I talking about?
Gumby.
Ninja Turtles. Gumby. That's hilarious. Yeah, I guess I'd have to pick a turtle. So
yeah, I gotta pick a turtle. I mean, Mojo Jojo would be on your list.
He's not green, is he?
Yes.
Is Mojo actually green?
He has a green face, man. He's a green monkey man.
I guess that's true. I never thought of that. But like his whole body's not green.
His skin is green. He just has black hair.
Yeah, that's true. Are there any other really great green characters?
I know you're a big fan of Shrek.
No, not so much.
Plankton, Mike Wazowski, Gamora, Slimer.
He's looking at a list. Look at him go. See, I was trying
Grinch?
to do this.
The Grinch is green after the animated film, but he's not green in the book.
Yeah,
Kermit the Frog.
And I wouldn't go for that. Kermit would maybe make my list. I don't know.
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Does this mean I have to do a ranked tier list for green characters now?
If you don't say Swamp Thing, Austin's gonna divorce you.
That's true. And like I don't know, kryptonite-laden Superman villains.
With top 3 green crypto freaks.
Yeah, I definitely like more blue characters than green ones is what I'm finding out. Okay.
Oscar the Grouch is green. Beast Boy.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of green. There's more green Muppets than blue ones, I think. Well, no, that might not be true. It's probably even. It's probably pretty even.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue Muppets. You got Cookie Monster and Grover.
Green Goblin, says Mutale. That's true. All right, well, folks, I got to get going. Thanks a lot for hanging out, everybody. Sure appreciate it. Thanks for the super chats. We got really close to the Rebel Moon thing. We got to right at $70. We didn't quite get to 100. So I'm not gonna promise the blind thing, but we got so close I might still do it. Let me kick it around. Let me see if I can find somebody that actually wants to do it with me. And right now, I'm thinking it's probably more likely that we'll do that I'll do a sign flip review sometime in the next month or so. You probably don't want to watch it, do you, DJ?
I do not.
You don't want to watch the Snyder Star Wars ripoff movie?
I don't even like regular Star Wars.
You don't want to watch the first part of the first half of the Star Wars ripoff movie from Snyder?
I'll leave that to you. I think you'll be better suited to enjoy such a thing.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Anyway, we'll see you again, hopefully pretty soon, folks. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year to you. I may have one or two more kind of impromptu streams before the new year is out, or before this year is out. It's been a crazy kind of whirlwind sort of year, and I can't believe we're already there. But my life is very up in the air right now, as I said earlier. So, not sure what exactly is going to happen next year. There will be some hiatus, but I'll be around. We'll be doing content. It'll just be a little bit more haphazard for a while. And I'm going to be working on a movie, so there's going to have to be probably less content anyway with all of that. We will do another fundraising stream in January or February for the movie. That at the very least, will definitely happen. But anyway, stuff's going really well with pre-production with that. In the meantime, I was Captain Logan. This was awesome. DJ Martinez. DJ, thank you for another wonderful year, and I appreciate you continuing this crazy madness, this crazy weekly madness with me.
Hey, here's to 2024, man. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye, folks. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for this music to start. I'm waiting for the.
Good
hold on.
King Wenceslas went out on the feast of Demon.
That was beautiful. Okay, bye, folks.